Good morning. Today we have lesson 5, I think. Exercise. What did we do last time?
We discussed the vocabulary.
One, A or B?
A.
A. Okay. Did we do A, vocabulary A?
No.
No. Okay. Just we look at the meaning of words. Okay. Now, who would like to do number 1? Rasha?
Yeah. When you can't drink through a straw because it is hollow inside, hollow drop.
Hollow, يعني hollow means إيش?
أجوف يعني.
Empty. Yes, empty.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Next, Anfal.
You need to have a hard surface to write on.
You need to have a hard. هنا في عندنا hard is what here hard?
It's an
What
adjective.
Adjective. Followed by what إيش?
A noun.
A noun.
Surface.
Then we can say you need to have a hard what? Surface. Then في عندنا adjective and followed by a noun, so we use surface. Yes. So write on. Next. Rasha?
Do you think it is easier to get up a mountain or to descend a mountain? Descend. Yeah.
And هنا, what part of speech can we use here? Verb, adjective, or noun?
Verb.
Verb. Then we say,
Yeah.
do you think it's easier to go up a mountain or to descend? Descend. Descend يعني قلنا ايش؟ Go down.
منحدر.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go down. Next. Anfal?
It takes many years to become an expert on something.
So what do we need here? Part of speech.
A noun.
A noun. Then we say, it makes many years to become an expert on something. Next. Rasha?
A tennis ball has a larger diameter than a golf ball.
إذا هون في عندنا what's large here?
Larger?
What's large? What part of speech is large or larger?
No.
Large.
Adjective.
Adjective. Sorry.
إذا adjective هنا should be followed by إيش? By a noun.
By a noun, yeah.
Diameter. Diameter.
Yeah.
Yes. Next. Next. Anfal?
If you drop a heavy weight on your foot, you might crush it.
Now, what part of speech can we use in this space?
A verb.
A verb. So we say you might crush it. Yes. Next. Rasha?
The population density is higher in cities than in the country.
إذا هنا population. What's population here? What part of speech is population?
Noun.
Noun. Followed by إيش here? Density. برضو noun, okay?
Noun, yeah.
Then population, noun, density, noun. Is higher densities than in the country, yes. Next. Next. Anfal?
Some countries require motorcyclists to wear helmets.
What is helmets here?
A noun.
نعم طبعا هون في عندنا verb wear what طبعا verb required to wear what noun then helmets to wear helmets. Yes, next Rasha.
Ice can hamper a ship's movement through water.
I can or also ice can hamper. What's
Yeah.
hamper here?
Hamper verb.
Verb. Then ice can hamper a ship's movement through water.
Hyper main verb can
Verb,
model.
yes. The verb, yes. Next. Anfal.
Diversity is an important goal for many schools because there's much for us to learn from people who are different from us.
What is diversity here?
It's a noun.
A noun, yes, good. Okay. Vocabulary B. Now let's look at the meaning of these words. Pressure, what do you mean by pressure?
ضغط.
That, yes. Species.
No.
Yes, kind. Decent.
منحدر.
هنا verb عندنا decent طبعا. Decent is go down, means go down, yes.
Yeah, انحدار.
Rough.
تقريبا.
No, مش rough اللي هي rough.
Yeah, sorry.
طبعا rough اللي هذيك verb. هاي rough هنا ايش؟ Adjective.
Adjective, yeah.
What do we by rough here?
Approximate.
It's hard. Yes, rough means hard. So no, here طبعا بالcontext هنا بالمعنى rough يعني قريب إلى rough. يعني لما نقول give me rough time يعني nearly time مش exact time. Okay. Enclosed.
مغلق.
Enclosed. Yes, it's not open. It's enclosed. Expert.
خبير.
Yes, يعني a man who is who is a specialist in something or he knows a lot about something.
Person who discovers something.
Yes. Rather.
Instead.
Yes, like instead, yeah. Cylinder.
اسطوانة.
Yes, cylinder. It's like shape, circular shape.
Yeah.
Creature.
مخلوقات.
Yes, creature يعني something ممكن يكون animal, ممكن يكون human and so on. Incentive.
حافز.
Yes, incentive زي motivation, okay? Incentive. Network.
شبكة.
Yes. Surface.
سطح.
Yes, surface what? Surface of the table. It is the upper part of the table. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now. Number one. Would like to do number one? Rasha?
There are many kinds of animal species. Yeah.
There are many kinds of animals species. What is species here?
Kind.
Yeah, but not the meaning, part of speech.
Noun.
Noun, yes. Species is what?
Noun.
Noun, yes. Next. Anfal?
A table has a smooth surface.
What is smooth here?
It's an adjective.
Adjective followed by?
A noun.
A noun, as surface, yes. Next. Next. Rasha?
I don't need to know the exact time of your arrival. Just give me around time.
What is rough here?
يعني hard time.
No, no, not. No, it's not hard time here. هناك rough تيجي hard the tone. It's not hard time.
تقريبي.
Yes, تقريبي. What kind of what part of speech is it?
Noun.
What is time here? Noun is what? Time is what?
Time is noun.
Noun. Rough.
Also noun.
Comes before the noun.
Yeah.
What do we call it here? Adjective.
Adjective, yeah.
Yes, rough is adjective. Rough time is noun. Rough is adjective. Comes before the noun. Yes. Next. Anfal.
They keep their dogs enclosed in a large fenced area.
They keep their dogs enclosed. What is enclosed here?
An adjective.
Adjective, yes. Adjective. Next. Rasha?
I would like to go to the beach this week and rather than the mountains.
Yes, I'd like to go to the beach this week rather than, يعني instead of. Yes. Next. Anfal?
Employers sometimes use money as an incentive to get people to work harder.
So what is an incentive here?
It's a noun.
A noun, yes. It's a noun. Next. Rasha?
At sea level, air pushes against your body with a pressure of 40.7 pounds per square inch, 1 kilogram per square centimeters.
What's pressure here?
Noun.
Noun, good. Amne?
Los Angeles has a huge network of highways. A network is a noun.
إذا هنا yes, Los Angeles has a huge network. Network is what? A noun.
Noun.
Noun, yes. Next. Ines?
A cylinder has a flat circle top, bottom, and a straight side. It's a noun.
So
what?
a cylinder, yes, has cylinder is what? Yes, a noun. And a cylinder, yes. Next. Rasha?
Yeah. There was some kind of creature living in the old building where hard it, but we never saw it.
What's the creature here?
Noun.
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 Yes. No,
Yeah.
good. Now vocabulary C. We have here some new vocabulary. Bagar, what do you mean by bagar?
شحات.
Yes. يعني somebody who asks people for money. Ask people.
Money, yeah.
Yes. Delayed.
يؤخر.
Yes, يعني become late.
Yeah.
Delayed, become late. Decade. Decade.
10 years.
Yes, it's a 10-year period. Decade is a 10-year period. Surrounded.
تحيط.
Yes, يعني circle round.
Yeah.
In order to.
لكي يعني.
Yes, they too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Organization.
منظمة.
Yes. Temperature.
درجة الحرارة.
Yeah. Broke down. ومثل my car broke down.
It got ruined.
Yes, got ruined. Yes, got ruined. Details.
تفاصيل يعني.
Yes, يعني everything. You write in details on everything. Civil war.
حرب مدنية.
حرب أهلية.
Yes, war between the people of the country, the same country. Okay. Ashore. Ashore. What's ashore? The ship is on the shore.
محيط.
شاطئ.
يعني الشور اللي هي زي الميناء on shore. اوكي حافة البحر. اوكي. Remind.
يذكر.
Yes. إذا هنا فعنا verbs.
To remember.
فعنا nouns. What are the verbs in this list?
Delayed, broke down.
Delayed, broke down. Remind.
Grounded.
Yeah.
Nouns.
Beggar, decade,
Beggar,
organization.
decade, organization. Temperature.
Details, civil
Details.
war.
Civil war. Okay.
Ashore.
Ashore. Verbs. Sorry, nouns or verbs. Adjectives.
There are no adjectives.
Okay, no adjectives here. Okay. Okay, number one. Anfal.
The soldiers surrounded the building so that no one could escape.
هنا في عندنا soldier subject. Our subject is followed by way, but by what?
A verb.
A verb. Soldiers surrounded the building. So we should use a verb here. ميادة.
What does the smell of orange remind you of?
What does the smell of orange remind you? What part of speech do we have here? What
Verb.
part of speech, huh?
Verb.
Yes, verb. Remind is what?
Remind
Is a verb. Yes, remind is a verb. Yes. Dania?
The snowstorm delayed us for 3 hours because we had to drive very slowly.
What is delayed here?
Verb.
Verb, yes. Verb. Next. Anwar?
A beggar asks people for money or food. دكتور البيجر noun.
Noun, a beggar. طبعا في عندنا بيجر وفي عندنا بقر. بيجر لو من big.
بيجر كبير
هنا بقر. We don't say bigger, we say بقر. Beggar is what? A person who asks people for money or food. Okay. Next. Ines?
OPEC is the organization of petroleum exporting countries.
Then OPEC is ايش? The organization.
Is the noun.
Yes, the organization is what is a noun, yes. Next. Anwar?
I only know she was in an accident. I don't know any of details.
Details is what here?
Noun, دكتور.
Noun, yes. أنفال.
There has been a civil war in Somalia for several years. Different groups of Somalis are fighting among themselves.
إذا there has been
A civil war.
civil war. طبعا شو civil هون civil؟
Civil is an adjective.
adjective. war
It's a noun.
noun. then في عندنا adjective and what? and noun. Okay. Next. Russia.
Sometimes the summer temperature in Antarctica is
Antarctica.
Antarctica is 0 Celsius.
Celsius, yes. What's temperature here?
No.
No, yes, good. Next. Amne?
In order to get good grades, you have to do your homework.
In order to get good grades, you have to do your homework. Yes. Next. Ines?
Decade is 10 years. Decade, it's a noun.
Decade is a noun. It's good. Any question about this exercise? هل عندنا أي سؤال؟ This exercise حليناه؟ هذول الكلمات نعرفهم كلهم، اوكي؟ احفظهم. Yes. Exercise D. True, false, not enough information. Number 1. Iman.
More than 50% of the earth is underwater. False.
What's true, طيب? More than 50% of the earth is underwater.
أحكي تصحيح دكتور.
Yes.
إنه أكثر من 75% يعني 3/4 يابسة.
طب لما نقول more than 50 هل بيشمل 75؟ لما نقول more than 50 شو معناته؟
أكثر من
يعني ممكن يكون 90 ممكن يكون 80 مظبوط؟ ممكن يكون 70 ممكن يكون 60. So what can we say about this question? More than 50 of the earth is underwater. True or false? True طبعا لما نقول more than 50 يعني ممكن يكون 70 ممكن يكون 60 ممكن 90 نقول more than مش معروف more than كم المهم more than 50 okay more than 50 yes Anwar next.
Early sailors were afraid to explore below the surface of the ocean. True.
True, yes. And early sailors were afraid to explore below the surface. Next. Hannah? Hannah?
Doctor.
Yes.
On most part of the ocean floor, the water temperature is very hot. True.
In most parts of the ocean floor, the water temperature is very hot. Yes, true. Next. Yes. Amine?
Yes, doctor. The first diving cyst was uncomfortable. True.
True, yes.
أنا غير مريح.
Yes, true. Next. Hannah? أنا إيمان.
The deepest parts of the ocean are lifeless. False.
The deepest parts of the ocean are lifeless. What's true طيب؟ What's true يا إيمان؟
إنه مش قليلة الحياة.
شو يعني؟ يعني لما نقول lifeless. The deepest parts of the ocean are lifeless. The true شو بصير؟
بصير نحكي full of life دكتور.
Full of life, yes. إذا lifeless لا, it is what? Full of life. Next. Next. رشا. رشا.
Early divers carried their own air with them. False.
False. What's true طيب؟ Early divers carried their own air with them.
Don't carry it, هم.
هم
don't carry it.
They didn't carry يعني؟
Yeah.
لو شفتوا أنا مثلا باراجراف هو start with line 27 and to explore below the surface of the ocean. طب نحكي هون على early diving suits from late 19th century, 18th century to early 19th century.
Were not useful.
هنا في عندنا one type enclosed the diver's body in cylinder, making difficult to move. The later type of diving suit replaced the large cylinder with a heavy metal helmet. Air from above the surface traveled through a huge tube and what? Into the helmet. إذن we say إنه air divers carried their own air with them. طبعا it is what? False. It is false. إذن شو اللي true هنا? They did not carry their air
Had
with
not
them.
meters.
Yes, it came through what? Tube. Yes. Next. Iman.
The early summer cycles had motors.
Submersibles.
False, doctor.
Had motors. So هنا في عندنا information about this. The early submersibles had motors. هنا الإجابة ممكن تكون true, false أو not enough information. Did the passage say that the early submersibles didn't have motors? Did it say? وين موجودة؟
لا دكتور مو موجودة.
شو بنقدر نقول هون عن هاي؟
Not enough information.
Not enough information. Yes, not enough information. Next. Next. Anwar.
Jack Beard broke B and Barton deep sea. True.
Then Jack Speaker broke Beeps and Barton deep sea diving record. Yes, true. Okay. Now page 46, comprehension questions. Question number 1. Why do you think we know more about the moon than about the Earth's oceans? What do you think? Amne?
Because we continue to send more money on space exploration than on ocean exploration.
مظبوط. إذن why? Because people or countries spend more money on discovering the moon than discovering إيش؟
Ocean exploration.
The oceans floor or the Earth's oceans. أو من نقدر نقول countries are more interested in exploration or in exploring the moon, more interested in exploring the moon than exploring إيش؟ The Earth's what oceans. Now, what hampered ocean exploration for centuries? What hampered ocean exploration for centuries?
جاوب دكتور.
هنا في عندنا more than one reason. في عندنا more than one reason. What are the reasons? What hampered oceans? يعني في هنا reasons that hamper the exploration of oceans for centuries. What were these reasons? طبعا الإجابة بأكثر من باراجراف. أوكي. يعني نشوف الباراجراف من باراجراف 2 ممكن تمتد لباراجراف 3 وباراجراف 4 الانسرز. اوكي. ايناس.
People thought of the ocean as just a travel network.
إذن أول واحد people thought of the ocean as just a travel network. شو another reason? Another reason.
دكتور ممكن fireplace.
صوتي مش واضح.
ممكن إنها تكون fireplace مكان مخيف يعني.
Yes. إذا في عندنا أول شيء الفيرست reason إنه people thought of the ocean as a travel network. Number 2.
To early sailors.
أعطيني جملة كاملة.
تمام. No, the ocean was also
أيوة.
frightening space.
Full of dangerous creatures. إذن
yes.
Ocean was إيش؟ Frightening place full of dangerous creatures. هاي another reason. شو كمان؟ في another reason. On the next page.
أجاوب دكتور.
Yes.
The ocean was a dark and lifeless place.
Yes. هاي كمان reason إنه The ocean was a dark and lifeless place. What else? What else?
People had little incentive to explore the ocean depth.
Yes. Okay. شو كمان؟
The tremendous pressure of the water would crush and unprotected.
مظبوط. إذا tremendous pressure of the water would crush an unprotected diver. شو كمان فهم؟
Water temperature on the ocean floor was not inventing either.
Yes. إذا the water temperature is very high. إذا عندنا حوالي 4 or 5 reasons. اللي hampered إيش؟ hampered the ocean exploration. نرد نعيده مرة ثانية. Number 1 إنه people thought of the ocean as just a travel network. وكان الجول عندهم إنه to find new trade routes for the exchange of spices and their goods. Number 1. Number 2, the ocean was also a frightening place full of dangerous creatures. Number 3, the ocean was a dark and lifeless place. Number 4, the pressure of the water would crush an unprotected diver. Number 5, the water temperature on the ocean floor are very high. Then في عندنا 5 reasons which hampered the exploration of oceans. Okay. What is an ocean vent? What is an ocean vent? Yes, what's an ocean vent? And it is what it is in the passage here. Amne?
An opening.
An opening, yes, it is an opening. It's an opening. Yes, good. Right. What was important about the 1872 scientific trip around the world? What was important about this trip? Ines?
The first ship equipped for ocean exploration set out on a 4-year trip around the world. They discovered an underwater mountain chain and more than 4,000 new species.
السؤال هنا بقول what was important about this trip? What was important about this trip? طبعا they discovered, or should they have more information about ocean currents, meteorology? بعدين they discovered an underwater mountains chain and more than 4,000 new species. Well, now, what was important about these discoveries?
They give us knowledge about the ocean deepness.
Yes, but هنا بالباراجراف موجود
underwater mountains.
أنا بالباراجراف يعني الإجابة يعني what was important about this؟ نقول لهم إيش قلنا حكينا قبل شوية أول شيء they gathered information about ocean currents and meteorology. They discovered an underwater mountain chain and more than 4,000 new species. But what was important about these discoveries?
It encouraged interest in exploring further below the ocean
Yes.
floor.
Then the results of this exploration أو trip شو عملت؟ encouraged interest in إيش؟ in exploring further below the ocean surface. يعني it is encourage other people to make more exploration when down when in the oceans, down in the oceans, yes. Now, how did Charles Beebe and Otis Barton contribute to ocean exploration? How did they contribute? Anwar?
They designed one of the early
Submersibles.
Submersible for deep sea diving.
Then they discovered or designed one of the early submersibles for deep sea diving. طب فعندنا في عندنا هنا another what? Another contribution. آمنة؟
Yes, doctor.
Yes. شو الأذر هنا contribution؟ رشا.
نعم دكتور.
وأنا آمنة حكت
سؤال بعدين.
لو Charles Beebe and Otis Barton designed one of the early submersibles for deep sea diving. What was the importance of this design?
They were able to see
أيوة.
extraordinary creatures.
They were able to see what?
Creatures.
To see extraordinary creatures.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, we can say people could see the underwater world with their own eyes. Even people could see the underwater world with their own eyes as a result of this discovery or this invention. How far was Jacques Piccard able to descend in the ocean? How far? In fell?
Nearly 7 miles.
Yes, nearly 7 miles. Yes. What have we learned from ocean exploration? What have we learned? Hannah? Hi, Hannah. What have we learned?
The work of deep sea exploration has given you a picture of life for below the surface. There is a new greater understanding of the diversity of life in the ocean.
Yes, good. Then, what the question? What have we learned from ocean exploration? Well, it has given us a picture of life far below the surface, and now greater understanding of the diversity of life in the ocean. Okay, good. But how are the oceans important to humans? Even what are the ocean? How are the oceans important to us, to humans? Yes, Iman?
The Atlantic Ocean وذا Pacific Ocean الأطلسي والهادي.
احنا بنقول سؤال how are the oceans important to humans؟ نحكي عن importance هنا. How are oceans important to humans? Rasha? Yes? How are oceans important to humans? يا رشا.
صراحة مش لاقي الإجابة
الإجابة مش موجودة، هي موجودة، بدك من عندك يعني تستنتج من الباسج. أحكي من عندي يعني؟ طبعا طبعا اعتماد على القطعة الباسج.
Yeah. I think the ocean helps the humans to discover what under the water and expert creature in the water. برضو use the device.
And how are oceans important to humans? Oceans are important to humans. Why? Because they provide humans with a lot of useful things. When we discover the oceans, you can find out what is useful in these oceans to you humans. For example, you can make use of what? Of the what is underwater, مثلا زي creatures أو plants. Mountains ممكن يكون materials in these what underwater. You discover these materials. These materials may be beneficial to human beings. Also, we can know, or we get to know, how oceans can help us in providing with useful things to humans. Okay.
Yeah.
كمان يا دكتور إنه تعتبر link between most contents.
أيوة إحنا Yes, بتكون عبارة عن إيش؟ Transportation means. يعني it makes a connection between countries. Because you can travel from a country to country through oceans. Okay? Yes. Now, main idea. What is the main idea of paragraph 3? Paragraph 3.
أجاوبها دكتور؟
Yes.
هي موجودة. Early soldiers were afraid of the oceans. موجودة بأول سطر.
Yes.
950.
Yes. Early sailors were afraid of the oceans. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, scanning. When you want to find just one detail in a text, it is not necessary to read carefully. You scan instead. That is, you look as quickly as possible until you find the information. طبعا هون scanning عبارة عن skill, reading skill. We use it as to look for a specific information. بالحالة هاي it's not necessary to read carefully. يعني you don't have to read carefully what is in the passage. يعني scanning معناته looking quickly as possible. طب بكون في عندك key elements in the sentence and what you take this element into your account, then you scan the passage or the paragraph quickly to look for this specific information. Now find these answers by scanning. إذا شو scanning? What do by scanning? طب scanning عبارة عن إيش؟ reading skill. لما أقول لك مثلا scan this passage, what does this mean?
Reading it quickly.
أيوة. Why?
To know a certain information.
Yes. إذن you read the passage as quickly as possible to look for a specific information. To look for a specific information. Okay. Now, number one, what is the temperature at events in the ocean floor? أو شو بنسوي to look for the answer? We read it quickly, okay? And we take into account اللي هو إيش? Temperature when the event. So we look at the passage again and read quickly as possible. So what's the answer for this question? Amne?
Line 26.
Yes.
123 Celsius.
صوتك مش واضح يا آمن.
Line 26.
Yes. مظبوط.
الإجابة الأنسر 100.
أيوة. 23. 123 degrees Celsius. إذا this is answer. وهون احنا ما قرانا بشكل careful يعني we don't read careful. ليش؟ لأنه في عندنا specific information. شو هي؟ temperature. وين التمبريتشر على الفنت؟ فبنشوف وين التمبريتشر بالقطعة بالفنت. temperature in the vent على طول ايش؟ we would find the information اللي line 26 اللي هو 123 degrees Celsius. Okay. Now, what did scientists discover in 1872? طبعا شو بنعمل؟ بالنسبة للسكانينج ناخذ كلمة 1872 ونركز وندور عليها بالباسج. 1872 طبعا بدك تقرب سريع مشان نشوف وين 1872. إيناس؟ ما إيناس 1872
underwater mountain shine.
chain. إذا هنا نقدر نقول هنا طبعا 1872 what did they discover? They discovered an underwater mountain chain and more than 4,000 new species. Okay. هنا we look at the specific information. How much did beeps submersible weigh? And we look at weighing. Ines? Sorry, Anfal?
5,000 pounds, line 52.
أنا هنا من على طول نقرأ very quickly. ندور على الوي وأنا جت line 52 اللي هو weighing 5,000 pounds. Yes. What was the electricity? برضه هنا we look at electricity. What was the electricity? What was the electricity? Ines?
Jack was Pickard, submersible, line 666.
Yes. شو هي electricity معناته electricity؟ يا إيناس. What is electricity?
I don't know, doctor.
أنفال?
It is Pickard submersible,
What kind of submersible?
an improved one.
Much more air or much improved submersible. This is Pickard's ايش؟ Much improved submersible. Okay. Now, how deep did Jacques Pickard dive? Hannah? How deep?
7 miles, line 64.
Yes, then 7 miles. 7 miles, yes. Next, who is Sylvia Earle? Who is Sylvia Earle? Amne?
The answer on of the leading expert ocean, line 74.
Yes, then he is a leading expert on oceans. Then he is a leading expert on oceans. إذا هنا استخدمنا له reading skill اللي هي scanning. شو يعني scanning؟ What do we mean by scanning?
تصف.
Reading as quickly as possible. Why?
To gather a certain piece of information.
Yes, to find a piece of information, or a specific piece of information that we are asked about. Okay? إذا مسميها scanning. In scanning, reading as quickly as possible to find a specific piece of information. Piece of information. Yes. Now, word forms, nouns. طبعا في عندنا هنا nouns، في عندنا suffixes. What do you mean by suffixes?
Group of letters at the end of a word that would change the
Yes.
meaning.
إذن adding some letters to the end of the word. To إيش؟ Why?
To change the meaning of the word.
The meaning or the form of the word?
Can be the
Change.
meaning and the form.
طبعا هو الأساس to change the form of the what? Of the word.
But it can change the meaning.
Not all of them. Not all of them. Yes. مثلا ER في عندنا AR و OR. هم نسميهم suffixes. Suffixes. ليش؟ Because we add them to the end of the word. شو إن الword هنا remind. Remind. نقول remind طبعا remind is a verb. وريمايندر شو بصير؟ يوم when we add ER شو بصير؟ noun. Okay. إذا suffix ER when it's added to the verb remind, it changes the verb into what? Into noun. في عندنا AR big. What do you mean by big? طبعا verb big. When we add R so بقر بصير ايش هنا؟ We change from noun to ايش؟ From verb to what?
To noun.
To noun. في عندنا OR برضه suffix OR. Advise. What's advise here?
Verb.
Verb. When we say advisor, we change it into what? Noun.
Noun.
في عندنا IST. عندنا science. What's science here?
علوم.
Noun.
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 Scientist.
Noun كمان.
هنا noun بس شو بنسميه؟ agent noun. Agent noun. إذا we change this word from noun to ايش؟ To agent noun by adding suffix ist. في عندنا mint. Equip. What's equip here? Verb or a noun or adjective?
It's a verb.
A verb. When we add the suffix mint شو بصير؟
Noun.
noun. في عندنا ION و SION و TION و ATION. مثلا religion. Religion صار we add here ION طبعا it is noun here. Decision من decide. Decide is what?
Verb.
Verb. طبعا هنا مغيرها بصير decision. Decision ايش؟
Noun.
noun. طبعا we add ايش؟ SION. طبعا decide الدي هاي بتنشطب فيها decide. في هنا separation لو شو استخدم هنا TION. الفيرب ايش هنا؟ separate. إذا when we change it to noun شو بنعمل؟ we add ايش؟ TION separation.
Yeah.
Realization. What's the verb from realization?
Realize.
Realize. طبعا we add ATION شو بصير؟
Noun.
Noun. Why here in discover? Discover is what?
Verb.
Verb. Discovery.
Noun.
Noun. ITY. Diverse. What's diverse here? Adjective. When we say diversity. Noun. Ness من لون. Lonely. Lonely. Loneliness. شو بصير loneliness?
Noun.
Noun. A and C, E. Accept. What's accept?
Verb.
Verb. Acceptance. Suffix hora?
Noun.
Noun. Okay, good. Any question about these suffixes?
No.
Then we use these suffixes to ايش? To change the form of the word. مش meaning. To change the form of the word. We change it from a verb to noun or from adjective to noun. Okay? Or from verb to adjective. Any question about this so far? Any question?
No.
Okay, if you don't have any questions, so we stop here today.
دكتور الأحد في محاضرة.
نفس السؤال.
في دوام الأحد. دوام طلعت العطلة بتبدأ من يوم الأحد بالاسبوع. في دوام يوم الأحد. Yes.
يعني الأحد في محاضرة؟
ما في إن شاء الله. Okay. إذا see you on Sunday.